This is my second I've never needed to walk away video. Um, I'm going to make this a lot shorter than the other one was because the other one was like 30 some minutes, so I don't want this to be 30 some minutes. But anyway, I've never I've never walked away from the Democratic Party because I've never needed to walk away from the Democratic Party. Okay, I've always been a conservative. I always have thought for myself, fought for myself, looked at both sides of a lot of issues when I was growing up. Um, I looked at abortion, for instance. I looked at pro-life arguments and pro-choice arguments, and I looked at it from the perspective of that unborn child. What would that child want to do if they had the choice to choose life or to choose death? And it was always to choose life. They would want to live their life no matter what happened in their life. And if I was in that situation, if it was my life at stake, if if I had the choice, you know, I would want to live life. You know, my life hasn't been the greatest. You know, in high school, I had one friend for a while. That was it. That was all I had was one friend. Okay, one friend for a while. Then I said something stupid to her, and that was it. You know, she wasn't my friend, and I didn't have any friends after that. The rest of the more than 3 years of high school I had left, I didn't have any friends. Okay. So my life has pretty sucked most of it. A lot of it. Okay. My life has sucked quite a bit of it. Um, so anyway, plus I was in the Navy for almost 8 years. That wasn't exactly easy. I had a stroke 2 years ago. That hasn't been easy. But yet through it all, if I had the choice to make, if I had the choice to make whether I would want to have been born or whether I would have wanted to have been aborted, there's no question in my mind but to be born. No matter how bad my life has been or could ever be, I would always have wanted to have been know what life is like to not have been aborted. And so I looked at that issue from both sides of the argument, you know? And if it had been your life at stake, you know, um, I would I would have wanted you to have been born, no matter how bad you were or how bad someone is. I think they should have had the chance to live life, you know. But anyway, that's beside um, that's beside the point. But anyway, my the other issues I looked at growing up, you know, I looked at the military. Who would support the military and who did not support the military? Certain Republicans supported the military, and Democrats did not support the military. You know, that is exactly how it is. You know, Democrats, have a bad opinion of people in the military. They really do. And so I've always thought that we needed a strong military. We needed a good military, you know, with a lot of great people in the military. And yeah, I've always been supportive of the military long before I ever thought of joining. When I was in high school, I never thought I would have ever joined the military. I didn't think that would ever happen my entire life, you know, but it did. And there were a lot of rough times when I was in the military. But God saw me through those times. God saw me through those times so that I survived. You know, I had some things happen. You know, let's see. I could easily. I was. I ended up in a hospital in Melbourne, Australia, because I had an accident when I was in the Navy because I wasn't thinking. When I, spaced out for a second, that's all it took. And I could have been seriously injured. But the grace of God, because of the grace of God, I wasn't seriously injured. I was able to survive. I wasn't seriously injured. Let's see. So yeah, anyway, I started a group on Facebook called I Never Needed to Walk Away, because I never have. I mean, I have been thinking about what's going on, what's happening from an early age, from a young age. When I was younger than 10, I watched the nightly news, the national nightly news, every night. And so that's why I've always haven't just taken people's word for it, haven't just automatically believed what they were telling me. I was kind of a little skeptical sometimes. Skeptical enough to kind of like, okay, is what they're telling me the truth? Is what they're telling me a fact or not? There's kind of some games that they play on you in the Navy and in boot camp to see how gullible you are and how willing you are to believe anything. They will tell you to go get a bucket of steam, which, if you think about it, most guys would know that, steam doesn't come in buckets. There's no way you can have steam that's in a bucket. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of things they tell you in boot camp to do just to see how stupid you are, and then when you get to a ship, they tell you to look for the mail buoy, to look for a buoy that has a ship's mail on it, attached to it, and they dress you up and they put you out on deck and they make you look for it. And then after a while of doing that, then they finally go, haha, there's, they tell you the truth. There's no mail buoy, So anyway, it's kind of a joke they play on people who are just getting to the fleet from boot camp. But people who think about it, they go, what? They go, wait a minute. How could they why would they drop the mail in the middle of the ocean, in this one spot for us to, go by and to pick up? You think about it, you go, no, this isn't true. That is not true. That's stupid. You know. But they do that to see if you're gullible or not. You know. And I've seen guys that were standing out there looking for the mail buoy, and everybody else was laughing at them. Everybody else was just busting a gut, you know, because they were told to do something that was totally stupid. But anyway, most of, um, yeah, so anyway, um, you got to think for yourself. There's a lot of people who are making videos of I walked away, and it was like they were thinking for the, well, maybe not the first time, but they were really waking up and seeing the truth about the Democratic Party. They were really thinking about it. But there's a lot of people that won't walk away. Why? Because they'd rather have, their blinders on, you know, they'd rather have their blinders on so they can't see anything. They can't see anything outside of what they believe in. If there's anything they say that makes Democrats look bad or makes the left look bad, they aren't going to believe one word of it. The rest of my family are all Democrats. You know, I try to tell them certain things about the Democratic Party. They blow me off. Well, maybe they don't blow me off, but they keep saying, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." You know, they don't even think about it. They don't think about it. They don't think about what I'm saying. Okay. They don't think about the possibility that I might be right. You know, that's the way a lot of Democrats are. They will never everything that doesn't fit with the Democratic narrative, no, is to be totally disbelieved by to them. Anything that doesn't fit their, oh my gosh. It is so frustrating. So frustrating to be in to be in my family. Oh my gosh, to be the only one. They, yeah, but anyway, I don't know. Someday, I just hope and pray that someday they will think about things. They will think about the differences between the Democrats and the Republicans. And they will quit just listening to what the left tells them, and they would question it. I mean, I don't need to believe everything the Republicans stand for. I think most Republicans would be for the death penalty. Not me, not this guy. No, I'm against the death penalty. Why? Because you can't reverse the death penalty when someone is executed. You can't take a defibrillator and, put the paddles on someone's heart, by someone's heart and shock them back to life when you've executed them. Unless you do it within minutes, then you maybe can. But once they are completely, after a while, after they've been dead for a while, That's it. They're not coming back. You're not bringing them back to life if you found out you made a mistake. You know, if you found out you made a mistake and they really weren't guilty of murder. You know, so that that's an issue. I do not. Most I think most Republicans, well, maybe not all, but a lot of Republicans would totally believe that. Totally believe an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth is right. Okay. And I can see that perspective. I can see that in some way. They that would be right. But but you can't correct a mistake if you execute someone who did not commit the crime. Okay. You can't correct that mistake. Once you made that mistake, it's over. They're done. They're dead. You know. That's why I don't believe in it. Okay. I mean, you might be a Republican, you watch this video, but, and say, well, I support the death penalty. Okay. That's fine. You can do that if you want. I mean, it's just like the walk away movement. You know, you can be, we can disagree on some issues. That's fine. But Democrats, they can't disagree with anybody on any issue. It's like almost all of them have to believe you. They have to agree with you 100% of the time, or else they're going to be upset. They're going to be upset, and they are not going to like it. They're going to do a lot of nasty things to people who they disagree with. When you're a Republican, you accept people are going to disagree with you on certain things. That's the way it is. No problem. You can disagree with me, but when it comes to Democrats, oh my gosh, they have a cow when you disagree with them on something. Oh my gosh. They, oh. People don't need to get beat up, don't deserve to get beat up just because they disagree with you. I mean, you're a Republican, it's like, that's par for the course. People are going to disagree with you. You get used to it and you go, no problem. No problem at all. I mean, that's the way it is. That's the way I believe. People disagree with certain things. It's like, well, okay. Okay, well, you have the right to believe what you believe. But Democrats, oh man. It's like they beat people up for disagreeing with them. And in their mind, it's like they deserve to be beaten up. That's why it's okay, in their opinion, to do that. It's okay that they deserve to be beaten up. They need to be punished for disagreeing with them. That's the attitude they have. Most Democrats. But anyway, this is getting long enough. We'll see you later.